everyone, and welcome to our second step together, which is getting ready to kick it to the curb. This page, this step here, starts like all the other steps, where we meditate, we write, we show up to the page, we share it, and then we claim it. And the videos will take you through the steps. Now, I want to clarify, and I talk a lot in these videos, so I want to keep this really short. And this page took me on an adventure. I used a lot of journaling techniques and products. I tell you this, but I want to share with you now, because I believe I share it with you somewhere in the video, but I want to be sure and share it now, which is use whatever you have. If you feel the need to run to your local craft store, then by all means, you can do that too. Because there are 3 rules to Cosmic Smashbooking. 1 is there's no rules. Number 2 is don't stop. And number 3 is when in doubt, go back to the first rule. This is a place to come to with abandonment, to come in with a sense of play. It's also where you reach a stage in your smashbooking on your page where the critic shows up, and I just want to talk about her just a little bit. You'll actually I don't need to talk, because I remember I did talk about her because she showed up for me. So, and because I am not immune to the critic as well. So that is what you're going to see. You're also going to start to notice things changing for me, which are similar to what's going to happen with you. You notice my hair is cut. Yay, finally! Because what happens after the pages is some action takes place, some kind of freedom. I don't know what it is. I know what it is for me for next week, which we'll talk about then, which will be a response for this week. So show up to your page, be fearless, push through when you think, or if you're getting hurry, stop. I go into all of this, and I love you ferociously with the teeth of a tiger. I'm here, reach out, I love you, and let's get started. Hi everyone, we're going to start with a meditation as we ask the question, are we really ready to kick this to the curb? What I'd like you to do is you're going to hear noise around, and I want you to incorporate it into, I want you to just incorporate it into your meditation. Don't fight it. This is part of life. It's living that's going on around you. And all the sounds that you hear is celebration of it. So let's take some breaths together. Let's breathe in. And then we're going to breathe out. Breathe in again. Let's breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, let's take one more breath in. And when we breathe out this time, I want you to imagine that you're on top of a hill, and you've been to this hill before. You might not remember exactly what it was like last time, but I want you to look around the hill. And in the distance, you can see an ocean. And when you're ready, you're going to walk off the hill. You're going to start walking down. It's an easy walk. Does it go straight down? Is it twisty? S-curvy? As you're walking down, just pay attention what's around you. Thorny bushes, good clearing. foresty. And you just keep walking down the hill. And pretty soon you get to the bottom of the hill. And there is a river. It's not a big river, it's one you can cross. And you stand there looking at the river. And you peer across. And as you look across, you see a woman there, waving at you. You wave back. And she yells, "Come on over!" And you look at your feet. And you look at the river. You wave back at her. She waves at you. And then you notice there's a line that's across the river. You know, a line where people can send notes to each other across the river. And you notice the woman is writing something down. And you see her clip it to the line. And you see that she starts using a pulley and sending it to you. And as you're waiting for it to come over, you're wondering. You're wondering what she's sending over. Maybe you put your feet in the water. What does the river look like? Clear? Is it muddy, blown out from a storm upstream? Is it clear with fish? Sandy bottom, rocky? And the note continues to come over to you. She continues to pull the strings to bring it over to you. And you continue to wonder. And you start to look around. You look around to see if there's anything there for you. Are there animals around? Flowers? Is it bare? And you keep looking because the note's still coming. And you keep wondering. And then all of a sudden, plunk, it's there. The note's there. And you look at it, you take it, you open it up, and you look at it. What is she telling you? What is her wisdom? What does she say? And if you cannot exactly read the note because it's just won't come into clarity, if it's just luminescent and you just can't quite read it, the message says, come on over. Come on over. Come on over. And you look across, and there she is, smiling and waving, giving you this hand signal of come on over, come on, you can do this. You can do this. And then you look at your feet. You look at the river. Maybe even you drink from the river if it's cool enough and clear enough. You look around again and see if there's something there. And then you notice she's put something else up there. And she's starting to send it over to you. It's a basket. And she's pointing at the basket. And the basket keeps coming. And this time it arrives faster. And you take the basket. And you look down. And you look to see what she has sent you. And if it's not quite clear, if it's just not clear, again, if it's just beyond your reach, know that it's a red key. And you reach into the basket and you take what she gave you. And when you look up, you could see her walking into the forest on the other side, turning around, waving at you, giving you the come on over sign. You wave back. And you start to walk. And this time as you're walking, as you're moving your feet, as you're walking, I want you to move your feet. I want you to move your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your upper body, your shoulders, bringing them down, your neck, your head, stretching your hands, your fingers. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, so you've listened to the meditation. You're holding something from the basket. You're holding her note. And what I want you to do now is to write in your smash book what it is that was on the note, or that she gave you. And so let's go ahead and start writing about that. And you're also writing about what you felt in there. Just go ahead and do a download of what it was that you saw there. I also want you to write about what you felt or what you thought when she said to come on over. What was her hesitation? Was there hesitation? Were you ready just to swim over? Were you thinking, oh no, that's dirty water, I'm not doing that? Or rocky, no way, it's too slippery. What was it that you were thinking? I want you to be sure and write about that also. If you start to write and you say, well, I'm not sure, I don't know what I saw, I wasn't really paying attention to that, then what I'd like you to do right now in this moment is to close your eyes, take yourself back to the river, and ask yourself the question, are you ready to go across? If not, why? Why not? Ask yourself and write it down. So I'm going to tell you what I have on mine. I'm going to tell you what happened because this is to inspire you for the query. Across the river, it doesn't, and for some of you, it may not be a woman. It might be your spiritual power who's across. And you're in conversation now. So I'm in conversation with my spiritual connection who's across the river. And I said, I can't go there. It's too rocky, it's too big. And I said, you need to get me a boat. You need to send me a boat. And my connection said, no, you need to build a boat. I can't build a boat. I'll send you people to help you build the boat. I'll send you supplies, but you need to build it, and you need to row over. I said, it's too hard. I don't know how. I'll teach you, she says. I'm not mechanical. I say, I'm not strong enough. My spiritual power says, I'll send power tools. There's no electricity. I'll take care of that. I'll send people to help you row. So you hear, I say, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. So that's the first part for me. Again, this is to inspire. Yours may be entirely different. The importance is that's exactly yours, and that's exactly where it should be. Now I'm going to start to write about, I think I'm going to turn it upside down so I get a different view of it. I'm going to start to write about what it is that am I ready to kick to the curb this negative self-talk regarding my body shape? I can't do that. This negative self-talk. Am I really ready to get rid of it? Really ready? How has it served me? How has it served me? And I'm going to ask that question. Why do I want to hold on to it? Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. So I'm writing this, as I'm doing with you, so I start to lose language, and that's not unusual. So I start to get into the conversation. Do I really want to get rid of? Do I really want to get rid of? Because maybe I'm afraid to get rid of this self-talk because I might get in another relationship. Oh dear. But maybe, as long as I say this, I don't have to, move forward in relationships. So you hear what I'm saying, or what I'm suggesting on how you continue to have the query. It doesn't matter if I write over this. It doesn't matter. And what's happening now is this talking that I've done to myself, this obsessing, even more writing. I'm getting it down on paper. So let's see where this takes us. And as I sit here, the answer is, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. And that's perfect. I don't know why. Why? And this is where we end it with a prayer. Please show me, tell me, inform me, instruct me, cool me. Oh my gosh. And anything else you think that you might need. I want to say prove to me. I've never put that down before. I don't know what that means. Prove to me I should do this. Oh, prove to me. Please show me, tell me, heal me, inform me, instruct me. Enlighten me. And sometimes, like I feel right now, I say thank you. I start in gratitude. Thank you. Okay. So when I close my eyes, I'm seeing a kind of a sunset, and I'm seeing warmer colors. And so I've picked warmer colors and also gold, which is really unusual for me in the first layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start putting down these colors right here on the page. I'm not going to put gesso down this time. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. So I want you to, again, select 3 brushes. We don't need, and I'm going to use a 4th. And if for some reason this guy wants to go along. And I'm going to start putting down paint. And just putting down paint. I want to talk a minute about that, or however long it takes, to talk about the concept of listening to the page. I was just doing it here. And what that means, this is a part of you that listens at a deeper level. And what I'm asking, part of it is like, oh, it's part of play. Like, oh, that feels good, that feels good. Oh, yeah, oh, I'm loving that orange. Yeah, like right here, I say, oh, I want a little bit more yellow here. Why? I don't know why. I'm not even listening to that part. I just, oh yeah, that feels good. Keep turning it around. And so when I say listening to the page, I say, what do you want? Okay. And if you're not sure, just keep moving the paint. Just keep moving the paint. Oh, but I have to say, oh my goodness. Okay, I have just stopped the page because I want to talk about the critic. She showed up for me, and she'll show up for you. When that voice says, oh, it's too much, it should, while I was in the middle of play, it's too much, people are watching, they're going to think this is a stupid page, you know better about values. Whenever that voice shows up, you stop. Just like I just did just now. Stop. I close my eyes. I recognize the voice. I take a look and I say, I hear you. I hear the voice. I don't run from it. I don't try to escape from it because it doesn't go away. It's always around. So I might stop at that point and write. I might stop at that point and put more on the page, like, but I don't get defiant, because usually if I get defiant, now I'm in defiance, and I don't want to be in that. That is not the place I want to create from. Although a Smashbook page about defiance, it is certainly, that would mean if I was in defiance, I would turn the page and I would be defiant in my next page. But in this case, I don't have defiance going on. What I've got going on is, oh my gosh, she's showing up. She's showing up on the camera right now, live. So I've stopped, I've looked at her, and then I make a deal with her. This is Critic 101. I make a deal. I say, okay, let's do this. We're on camera. We're going to stop. We're going to talk about you. We're going to acknowledge you. And now, the deal I'm making is I'm going to listen to you. And I'm going to hear you. However, you don't get to make a decision. The other part of me that's creative gets to make the decisions. So it's too much. And immediately I asked the critic, I asked the part of me that's creative, what do you want to do? And that part of me said, more orange! We want more orange! So you notice I just kept going and gave the orange. Now, sometimes what will happen if I'm drawing a face or I'm doing something, that part of me that's critical will say, the nose isn't right, the nose is off. I stop, take a deep breath. I say to the creative part of me, what do you want to do? And that part of me usually says, oh yeah, the nose is off, let's go fix it. Oh yeah, because that's how that creative part of me talks. So when this happens to you, and it will, if it hasn't already, when it does, then I just want you to stop, pause, recognize it, ask the creative party, what do you want to do? Okay, let me know how that works out for you, and now I'm going to go back to the page. And I say, oh man, that's a riotous of color going on there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to walk the dog. I might fix myself dinner. I'm going to let this energy and these queries of show me, tell me, heal me, instruct me, inform me,
and prove it to me. That's probably the biggest one I'm stuck on, is prove it to me that I need to let it go. Like, why do I need to let it go? And I'm going to move in the rest of my day around that. And again, these may not take you, one sitting. Sometimes they can, and sometimes they don't. Whatever is happening is absolutely right for you, okay? It's absolutely right. And I can feel as I'm talking to you, I'm going to go to my journal. I'm going to go to my journal and I'm going to start writing. And I'll tell you what I'm going to start writing. I can tell this is fall colors, obviously, and it's my favorite season. But I'm going to start writing about that. It's fall. My favorite colors. It's my favorite time of year. It's the year I look my best. And I'm just going to start writing about that and see where it takes me. Okay. Okay, a couple of things. One is it's about 10 o'clock at night, I think. Yep, it's got to be about 10 o'clock at night. I'm in the shower. I've been thinking about this as I move around during the day. There's two things I want to show you here. One is it takes me a while to process these, and it can be done in 10-minute increments. So it's not something you have to sit down and do, and like wait for it and wait for it. It all becomes part of your life. And I've got clear gesso here. And the reason why I'm going to use this is because I really like the picture here, but I can't write on it. It's too plasticky from the acrylic paint. So I'm going to put some of this clear gesso down, and I was thinking about circles, but what I'm going to write about here, I think I'm going to put a circle here, or a circle. I'm going to put a square here. As I was drawing, and it's nice and warm, and I'm using just an ink pen, I'm going to follow this right here. And here's what I am writing and why I could not go to sleep. Do I want to let this story, this thing, define who I am? Do I want people to say, oh, there goes Catt, whose husband left her, blah, 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 blah. Heck no, I do not want to be defined like that. I don't want to be defined by this. I want to be defined by something else. I'm not sure exactly what that is at this moment, but the question about whether I'm ready to kick it to the curb, one of the questions is, do I want to be defined like that? And so I'm going to start writing here about, do I want to be defined like that? So I've written down in here, you probably can't see it, and I ended with, am I ready to kick to the curb? And I realized that I have got to surrender something. And what I need to surrender is I'm never going to be thin. I'm never going to be thin like a model or even medium size or whatever. No, this is what I'm going to look like. And I want to cover this and allow this now to transform. And I have a pattern, and I like to use patterns. Sometimes I haven't used them in a long time. This is a baby pattern, and this is reminding me, the baby pattern is reminding me to what? That baby steps. It's all a process. I'm going to leave this in here. This is all a process. And I've got, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? Okay, now I'm going to cut out a couple of pieces in here. They don't have to be exact. Okay, as I took a few minutes, these are ears. Of course, you probably knew that when I was doing it, but they're ears. So, so it means listen, listen. And this is teeth. Something to bite on, grasp with, shred. Maybe I won't be sleeping. We'll see. And the answer is no, I'm not done. I went back to see if there was anything else, and wings. Of course, wings. And over here, where'd it go? And over here, another ear. Listen, more listening. And sure enough, one more thing, which is I've got 3 ears and that doesn't work. I need to listen like I have 2 sets of ears. I'm just going to use my hands. So you see, it's like put one thing down, wait, listen, what, and this again is just simply to inspire you. Oh, I know what wants to go here. Okay, be right back. Okay, so now this is beginning to feel a little more relaxed. See, what I'm listening to is my agitation. Like if I agitated, like, I go and I put something else down. Okay. Oh, I know. The thing I wanted to share is none of this may show. None of this may show when I'm done. But there's something about this building of layers that's setting this intention. And when people, you know what the page is about, but you'll see when you go to show people your pages, they want to touch them and feel them because there's intentionality that you've set underneath that they don't even know that's there. Not that you need to show people your pages, because you don't. More, I'm just saying, don't worry about this. This may not even show, or pieces of it might pop up. I have no idea. That's just how it works. So, okay. There you go. Let's see what happens next. Hi. So it has been about 24 hours since I have done this page, and I have been listening, ear, 2 sets of ears, just deep listening, letting my wings, teeth. Yes, I feel like I want to write some more, put some more teeth on there, to get a bite on what's going on. And as I've been listening, what has become apparent for me is that the reminder that the last quite a long time I have been made fun of for who I am. So it's been about 24 hours since I last touched my book, and I've been going into deep listening about it. And I realized that in looking at the page, the ears, 2 sets of ears, teeth, digging my teeth into it, that what came out of it was, as I was moving in my day, I was remembering that for quite a long time I was made fun of for who I am and what I call, my nickname was Fish, and whenever I'm in what I would call high fish, whenever I was in my highest, purest sense of who I was and am, that I was made fun of. And the answer that I got in asking the question of, surrendering to the fact I'm never going to be, model thin, I'm not even probably going to be a normal size, whatever that means, is that I don't have to. I don't have to surrender. I don't have to do anything. But if I do, then there are promises that will happen. And as I was moving through my day, they started to show up. And so I just wanted to share that with you. And now we're going to go down and see what happens and what happened. Okay. So I knew the
colors on the page looked familiar. And about 3 years ago, I went to Montana to visit a friend. She lives in this beautiful home on the Big Hole River. And while I was there, I did this little booklet. Well, it turns out while I was in Montana doing this little booklet, the man that I was married to brought his girlfriend to our house for the first time. And this little booklet just wouldn't go away. And it's been 3 years now, and it's showed up again. And so what this has allowed me to do is to feel how I feel now, knowing what I know 3 years later, doing my hard work. And I don't have a feeling about it because I've done the hard work. I've already been through the pain of all that. And what I realized was that I'm going to cut this up. And I'm going to transform this because the time I spent making this on the Big Hole was really a wonderful, marvelous time. And I get to transform this now into something different. Yeah. And watch this. While I was out with my friends yesterday, we went to a place, and a thrift store. And in that thrift store, they had masking tape. And I have never seen purple masking tape. I've seen all other kinds, but I have not seen purple masking tape. And I thought, what a perfect color. Now, keeping in mind, I don't know how purple's going to look up against this or anything. This is more bringing in this, changing what life was, and the continuance for me of getting ready to kick it to the page. Because I'm not totally ready, as you can hear. And I'm saying like, oh, okay, I'm getting a glimpse of what life might be like if I do. I'm getting a feel for it. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my goodness, this will work perfect there. What I'm going to end up doing, that can go there. This can go here. All right, yeah. So I'm going to continue to cut these up and do a little crafting here and use my purple tape. And what I was starting to say was, I'm giving it beauty. I'm just going with the intention of being with my friends, of transforming this day. Oh, yeah. Oh, Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, I keep stopped talking. It's because that's how this works. Okay. Look what will happen. I'm already getting it. What will happen? You see what's happening here? What's happening is, if I am willing to kick this to the curb, these thoughts to the curb, and let go of them, that my world is going to open up big. It's going to expand. So I'm going to go ahead and put the purple in, and let's see where this expands to. So the things started to come back to me. I don't even know if I can get this all on the camera for you here, because it is just big. Look at, there's tops and sides and at the bottom and the top, and I got it here so it just all folds up like this. I guess that's not going to work there. Okay, well, I got a little more crafting to do on that. Let me just remove these for now then. And if you like this idea, then look around and see what you have that keeps following you around, that won't go away. You can also use newspaper. I love using newspaper for this. Like get the calendar section of your newspaper, the art section. Be careful of the one that you pick, because you don't want that intention to show up like the crime section. Although maybe you might. You just want to continue listening.
So for me, the things that show up is I love high music, what I call high music. Beethoven's Fifth, you know, I was made fun of that. I have a hard time destroying books. And this page was in there. I went to a store where I got the purple that I told you about, and they had free books, so I felt okay. So I opened this one up and pulled out a page, and it happens to be artillery, which I found very interesting. And they had a thesaurus. I love words, and this was ever and ever again. I just, you know, randomly went through them, and I love mathematics. I used to take trigonometry classes just for fun, and I couldn't tear apart this book, because every time I look, it would be like, oh, look at that. There's ways of dealing with, they even have art, map coloring problems, color problems, magic squares. I mean, I love this stuff. So I pulled out the contents, because I figured, oh, I'll never, look at this. Oh yeah, that was, so I pulled out the table of contents because I'll probably never use that. And then I also went through, one of my travel magazines that I really want to take some trips with, really want to go on these trips with Road Scholar. So I pulled out all the places that I want to go, and they may not all show up here. I might just end up with one that I use to, and put the rest of these on another page. Look at that. Oh man, that's gorgeous. I'm gonna start just, oh, I love that. Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna start putting these on this places where I can expand. And I think I'm gonna start with Africa, because it's so powerful. I have finished adding to all my pieces of pages. You see how I've got these all attached here, and I've got this over on this side that's attached here as well. I'll have to wait for it to dry, and up here on top, got this guy going, these guys going up here, down here at the bottom. So it is expanded to the point where I'm not even able to show you. I can't zoom out enough to show you this. But I have one that is left undone, and this is for what I don't know. That is why that is being left open. Now I know something is supposed to go in here, but I don't know what. So I'm going to go back, or maybe I'm supposed to leave it and to remind me to keep listening. But I don't know. So when I don't know, I either move paint around, or after I've done this much work, I will just wait and see what shows up. So what I do know now that wants to show up, this is something I did a long time ago, and it's just paper, again, looks like 2014 maybe, I don't know. I did a page on Embrace Your Ugly, hug tree, but the piece that keeps sticking with me is this piece that's up here. It's just gorgeous. I love how it looks against each other, and I know that wants to show up. Now normally I don't do as much collage. But I know that wants to be there. So that's just what I'm going to do. Just put that there. Okay, so I want to stop for a minute. What I'm doing here when I'm moving it around is I'm not asking the question of, does it look better? Does it send it balance? It's more like, where does it, do you want to be here? Do you want to be here? Do you want to cross the page? And there you go. I don't want to get rid of that. I say I don't know how this all hooks together because I glued so much of it. So let me just rip this. So look around. Okay, you know how I've shared with you that I take this paper and I put it underneath and then I just let it get really organic looking, and then at some point I might want to use it, and that's exactly what's happened. That's exactly what's happened. This blue that's down here. Wants to show up down here somehow. Good. And I realize you might not have all this paper laying around, but you do have things laying around. You have books you're reading. You have things you can copy. If not, keep listening. If you're not sure, reach out to me in the discussion board. I'm here to assist. And so now I'm just moving it around and saying, do you want to go here? Do you want to go here? Where do you want to go? And what's happening is it's showing up in this corner here. Ever and anon is what I ended up with. Ever and anon. Ever and again, but ever and anon. Sometimes, at times, betimes, ever and again, here and there, now and again, now and then, once and again, otherwhile, everlasting. Ooh, here's a word I don't know. Evert. Evict. Evict. Oh, that seems prominent. That seems right. If you need paper, go back into magazines. You know, if this is what you want to do, if you're led to do something different, just go. There's no right. This is only meant to, again, only meant to inspire you. Only meant to inspire you. It is not. I realize I need some more stitches. Some more stitching. No idea what the artillery is about. Give me a little more stitching down here. You can see I'm just taking some of this hair and creating some shapes. Creating some shapes out of the masking tape for stitches, kind of representing being stitched back together. Now while I'm doing all this, I'm not thinking too much about the art itself, but what I am thinking about is, wow, I wonder what else would happen if I kick this to the curb. Am I really ready to do it? Am I really ready to do it? That's the query that we're in. Okay, as I'm putting this together, I feel led to cut that off because to cut this one off here. Ever and anon is going to go away. Ah! That doesn't feel right. Well, I'm just going to leave that there for now. Maybe that goes here. Maybe that gets taped in. Okay. I'm going to think about that. So the message I'm getting is that I bet this is true for all of us, is when we're really willing to get kicked to the curb, that what is going to happen for us is expansive. We can't even begin to imagine what's going to happen. And so maybe it isn't supposed to make sense, all the things that are showing. Maybe it's not supposed to make sense. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to leave this. Okay, so I want to continue to show you how matchbooking continues to work. I was sitting this morning and I was just doing some drawings, just playing around, and La Caterina showed up. You see her? And I just have a few minutes today, and for some reason, I do not know why exactly, she shows up. And so my main point is this just takes you want to leave your supplies out, and the reason why you want to leave them out is so you could do this. And if you don't really have a place, you can create a basket, buy the TV. I mean, there's a number of ways of doing this. Crayons, just crayons, you can do this. Because you get information all the time. The other thing I want to mention is when I cut out characters like this, I don't cut them out super tight. And you'll see why shortly as I move along on this. Because once you get things, once you cut it, to what they call fussy cut, once you fussy cut things, then you got to cut everything tight. And I like it better like this. Look how cute she is. It's getting really busy. And there's a message in that for me too. And we'll see what that is. Because she's not standing out and she's not happy about that. And the other thing is, as always, don't take myself so seriously. What happens when I get down this road is I will start to take myself too seriously. And this is a reminder not to do that. Especially her. Like Katerina says, I'm not going to get out of this alive. She says, get it done now, but also, you're not going to get out of this alive, so don't take yourself so seriously. Sometimes what happens is you get a page that looks like this, and it's all just not, it's not looking the same. And so what you can do is to do something called glazing. And I'm going to use red oxide. It is an interesting color. And I'm going to water it down. I'm going to put it over here on my palette. And I'm going to water it down with my spray brush. I just got it over here. Let me show you. I have a rock from a friend holding it down, holding my palette down. And I'm just going to get this really wet. Really wet. I'm going to get a nice brush. And just get this really nice and juicy and wet. And then I'm just going to start, I'm going to try it because I'm not wearing my shirt, which I should be. And I'm just going to start glazing this like this. All of this. And I'm going to wipe it off. And so I'm going to do a section here. I'm going to do a section. And this is all working because I have that mat on it, and now it just starts to stick in places that I can't control, and I love that. Okay. It has been a couple of days. I've been listening, asking if what else, saying does anything else, been keeping my eyes open. And the message I have gotten is to cover it all in black. Not all of it. Cover all this in black, or a black-like color. And not just use black, but make black. So I have taken purple and yellow and mixed it together to get this multi-variation, of which I'm going to continue to mix and work with black. Okay. And the reason is that this is what I know. When I cover this all up in black, it opens up the mystery of what I don't know, of what else will happen that I just don't know about. So you say, oh my gosh, you're going to cover all that up. Yes, I am. So I sprayed that water on and let it sit for a minute, and now I'm going to see if anything gets picked up. Let's see if there's anything else that'll come off. Yep, there's some. And that just gives it added depth. Now I'm also hearing, and when I say hearing, I'm getting little suggestions, like, and here's what it sounds like. Isn't it interesting how big this is? It's time for you to go back to the canvas and start working on canvas. Your possibilities are on canvas. Cosmic Smashbooking is a tool. To answer the questions, to answer the questions and to give you the possibilities, and oh my gosh, and to give you the possibilities. And in my case right now, I'm hearing this is becoming a portal to my canvases, my own work that's outside of this. I'm really looking forward to hearing what yours are. Okay, let's let that dry. So what I've done is take a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow, or a lot of white, a little bit of yellow, a toothbrush. Made this I need this just a little wetter, maybe about that much wetter. And these are the stars of Sue Hoya Sellers, who, well, she was never really a mentor of mine. She is the mentor of Shiloh Sophia, who is one of my mentors. And this is tying in the lineage of Cosmic Smashbooking. Nothing is created in a vacuum. And I can hear her saying, go to the canvas. Go to the canvas. And I'll explain that all in a minute. Let me first show you how to do this. So with the toothbrush, what you do is just, like, I'm going to play with this from this high. And this is making really small ones. It's making really small. You probably can't even see them. They're so small. And I thought about hiding her so she didn't get any on her. And then I thought, oh no, oh look, there's a big one. Okay, those big splotches that are coming up are really cool. Let me show you why. Okay, and what we're going to do with the big splotches is I'm taking a toothpick and I'm going to go up and down, like this. Left and right, and a circle. Maybe pick some of this up and get the circle going around. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And I've entered in the mystery of what can be, which is I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to come back and just do a little work on her and lift her up a bit. And then I know I have one more thing to do. I just want to show you something. Tonight is a full moon, so I have taken her outside to dry all night. Oh boy, so I will see what happens in the morning. But what I want to show you is here's my color in my toothbrush. And you can use a toothbrush. This is a page that I did. Yeah. Here, this is a page that I did. Let's see. You go back there. And that doesn't feel right. And notice what I'm saying is, does it feel right there? Does it feel right there? Does it feel? No, it just doesn't feel right in any of those places. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just like, Okay, where I'm going with this is you can use your toothbrush. It's for a brush also, and it makes great marks. It just makes really great marks as well. It will never have life elsewhere. But it makes these great marks in here. So, again, think about what you have around you. Old toothbrushes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. See you in the morning. Okay, so she's been outside all night and she is so happy. I took her to a little bigger table so I could work on some things just on her, and now I'm just noodling. Now I'm just seeing what else that she, what she wants. She does want some blue just to come down from here. Like this, just to come this way. I can usually tell when I get to the end because my voice starts to change, as you can hear right now. It's not just because I have a cold probably coming on, but also the energy, it starts to get a little quieter, a little softer. As I'm drying her, I'm going through and I'm taking some of the paint and using my fingers to go around it and get some of my DNA on her. And I just wanted to show you that. So my last step is to go here to this side, which is what I created, when I was in Montana. I'm going to cover all of them in a transparent white with as much texture as I can. And then I'm just going to do some scrubbing here. Scrubbing just feels so right. Oh yeah. Oh. Whee! Just brush all that away. Not the Montana part, because I don't want it all to go away. So those can dry because they're not touching anything. And I'm going to use the toothbrush again. And I'm going to put her on a cloud. Put her on a cloud using my toothbrush. And now I can breathe. Do you hear the difference in my voice? Because I'm continuing to receive information or think about this. Because here's how it started. Remember, it started with a page I made around 3 years ago, where I was somewhere that I loved being. And while I was there, the husband brought the ex-husband, him, brought the girlfriend to our house, to our bed, which I only discovered years later. So I start with that. Look how gorgeous that is. And now it's like cloud-like. And I open up and the question became, am I ready? Am I really ready to kick my body image? Because that was in and around this, that was the reason. Without going into a lot of detail. Because it's not really important now. Because I now live in this moment of when I open up the cloud, I now live in this moment of getting myself back, which you know are the layers that are all underneath, and living in the mystery of getting her done, don't take yourself so seriously, and the universe expanding, and the call to show up to my canvas because of this expansion, and that just to continue to expand my world. And I'll get a bigger picture here and show you at the end. So let me close by saying I've shown you a lot of techniques. That's what happens with me. Use one or two of these techniques or none of them. It isn't important. Expand your pages if you feel inspired to. You don't need to do that. It is all about doing what you feel led to do next. Some of my pages are really, really simple and they're just as powerful. Today, I now live in this mystery, not this mystery, in this mystery. And I'm not letting go of what happened here. And this is just amazing. So I love you. And the dog says he loves you too. Bye.